Joining me now is James Jeffrey from 2E2, and James is here to talk to me about a project which 2E2 have been involved in with one of the world's leading global mobile operators around desktop transformation and the upgrade for thousands of users up to Windows 7. James, hi and welcome.
Hi.
First question to you is, why did this particular customer bring 2E2 in?
Okay, so there were three main reasons why they brought us in. So the first of which is Microsoft Extended Support, which finishes in April 2014, and that's for Windows XP and also Office 2003.
Okay.
It's absolutely key to stay on a fully supported and secure desktop environment. Yeah. Secondly, it's around equipping the employees, making sure that they've got the right tools to do their job effectively and productively. And thirdly, it's around the global IT infrastructure, so really making it a global IT organisation.
Massive business that we're talking about here that you're working with a huge IT department. Why wouldn't they do this themselves? Why did they therefore call in 2E2 to help?
Okay, yeah, so the customer's a mobile telecommunication industry, as we know, and that's really their core business, is to focus on delivering that customer experience and service level and technologies to their customers. So it's really important for them to bring in 2E2 to make sure that they had the specialised skills and experience to deliver this project effectively.
So much of what you've done is about readiness, isn't it? Explain what that's all about.
Yeah, okay, so readiness is all around looking at all the kind of different layers of complexity within the business. So there's everything from the user to the team and the department that they work in, the business functions that they do, right the way through to the applications that they use, the piece of hardware that's on their desk, and then the ways that they work, whether it be within an office or remotely. So it's looking at all of those different aspects and making sure that each of them are ready for this, for the delivery of Windows 7 and all the other elements that come at the same time.
James, 2E2 were brought in August 2011. Tell me how you approached the project.
Okay, so to start with, we had a look at where the project was to date and had a look at the challenges that were being faced. We then made sure that the right resources were assigned to the project, who understood the business and also understood the technology. We then brought our framework of processes that we knew to be successful from previous similar deployments at other companies, and adapted that very much to what the customer required, and then looked at deploying through a phased approach.
Because you can't do this sort of thing as a big bang approach, because we're talking about thousands of employees here. So tell me about phase one first of all. Okay,
so phase one was very much about early adopters. So by this time we'd engage with key stakeholders within the business, whether it be security or networks or service operations, invited them to become early adopters of Windows 7 and all the other elements that were involved. So that was the first phase, was very much for the early adopters.
Okay, and then on to phase two, you started to do a bit of a mass rollout.
Yes, so phase two was 2,000 UK employees based at the headquarters using laptops. So it's very much a specific use case of people that we knew were mostly ready for Windows 7 and we could work with closely at the headquarters. So that continued to roll out, completed successfully in March 2012.
Okay.
That started then in April of phase three, which continues with UK employees using laptops, but based at remote sites rather than just headquarters. So we're really looking to complete that in September 2012, and actually at the moment it's slightly ahead of schedule.
The customer is seeing some huge benefits of what 2E2 has delivered. Talk me through them.
Okay, yeah, so the initial tangible benefit was around the April 2014 deadline for XP and Office 2003. But what we've also managed to deliver is some application rationalisation. So although not in the original scope of the project, what we've done is, as we've talked to the business and understood their requirements around applications, we've actually identified that around 60% of those applications are no longer required.
And it's also enabling them to work outside the office as well, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
So you're actually equipping them to work remotely?
Yeah, yeah. So this is very much around equipping the employees around their kind of user experience and their productivity, and them having a lot of the kind of new technology. So I think it's important for them to have things which are at the cutting edge, so that then that can only reflect positively when dealing with the end customers.
So huge number of benefits there, James. We'll talk about the future in a second. So, I mean, I know 2E2 is well known for its end user adoption work. What else is going on from a future perspective here working with this particular customer? Because it's very rosy, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. So So there's obviously the continuation of the Windows 7 rollout across the UK and globally across the local markets. As part of the project also there's a big move to a more global organisation, so we've already started that path towards a global IT infrastructure. And then what they're looking for really is to have a transformation from a traditional desktop estate to a more flexible end user computing landscape. So we're looking at technologies such as bring your own cloud solutions, virtualization, so it's really around the sort of forefront of moving forward with those projects as well.
James, it sounds like a fascinating project. Continued success with it.
Thank you very much.
And there'll be more next time.